When you think of your most valuable possession, what comes to mind? Is it your car gleaming in the driveway, or perhaps your home filled with comfort and memories? Maybe it's that high-end gadget you can't live without, or the house you've worked so hard to own, or even that coffee machine that greets you by name each morning. But what if I told you, you might be overlooking your greatest asset? The Roman philosopher Seneca would have smiled knowingly at this question. He understood even 2,000 years ago what truly matters. Our most precious, non-renewable and ever-dwindling possession is our time. It's the one thing we are all given a finite amount of, yet we let it slip through our fingers like sand. We guard our wallets with ferocity, but leave the vault of our hours wide open for anyone to plunder. It's the grandest, most silent heist happening every single day. Think about it this way: if you saw someone on the street tossing $100 bills into the wind, you'd think they were completely mad. You might even try to grab a few notes yourself. Yet, we witness a far greater insanity every day. We throw away hours, days, even years on things that don't matter. One of the greatest thieves of life is the word someday. Someday I'll travel, someday I'll learn the guitar. Someday when I retire, I'll finally have time to be happy. Seneca saw this tendency in his fellow Romans and called it out with fierce urgency. He criticized the people who spent their entire lives preparing to live, deferring their joy. Putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. The delusion is thinking that your real life hasn't started yet. The truth is, it's happening right now in this very moment. So how do you break free from the someday delusion? Start small. So you must not think a man has lived long because he has white hair and wrinkles. He has not lived long, just existed long. Are you living or are you merely existing? Existing is being tossed around by the currents of life, fulfilling obligations, reacting to demands, chasing what society tells you to want. Living is consciously choosing your own path, investing your time in activities that align with your deepest values, writing your own script instead of playing a bit part in someone else's. Your phone buzzes, your email pings. 1,000 voices on social media scream for your attention. We get stuck in jobs we don't love to pay for things we don't need, while our true passions gather dust. Not having time is a choice. The first step toward living for yourself is to figure out what yourself actually wants. Start by carving out one small, sacred block of time for yourself each day. It sounds completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? In a world obsessed with positive thinking, vision boards, and good vibes only, the idea of deliberately focusing on the negative feels like a recipe for disaster. We're told to visualize success, to imagine ourselves already at the finish line. But what if that's only half the story? What if one of the most powerful tools for productivity and beating procrastination is to think about everything that could possibly go wrong? The ancient Stoic philosophers had a name for this powerful practice: Premeditatio Malorum, which translates to the premeditation of evils. It's a form of negative visualization, championed by thinkers like Seneca. This isn't about wallowing in misery or becoming a doomsayer. It's about transforming vague, paralyzing anxiety into a concrete list of problems you can actually solve. It's about being prepared, not scared. Instead of blindly hoping for the best, you take a moment before any important task and actively imagine the obstacles. The internet could go out. A quick break could turn into an hour-long scroll fest. You might hit a creative wall. A pessimist sees these possibilities and gives up. A strategist sees them and prepares. This isn't being a gloomy pessimist, it's being a brilliant strategist. You're not predicting the storm, you're building an ark. Procrastination is a tug of war in our brains. Premeditatio Malorum gives your rational brain a detailed battle plan. It allows you to anticipate the enemy. So how do you do it? First, clearly define your task. Second, list everything that could get in your way. Be brutally honest, your own lack of motivation, your noisy neighbors. Third, and this is the crucial part, create a specific counter move for each potential obstacle. Say you need to write a 1,600-word essay tomorrow. The hopeful amateur just sits down and prays for inspiration. The Stoic strategist asks, what could go wrong? First, writer's block. The counter move, a detailed outline, breaking the essay into 400-word chunks. Second, the siren song of your smartphone. The counter move, put your phone in another room. Tell your family you need uninterrupted time. Third, feeling overwhelmed. The counter move, use the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused 25-minute bursts. Fourth, a computer crash. The counter move, set up autosave to the cloud. By anticipating these problems, you've disarmed them. You've turned a mountain of anxiety into a series of manageable molehills. You just radically increased your odds of success. One of the biggest obstacles to living a good life is our brain's obsession with the now. We evolved to prioritize immediate survival, that ripe berry right in front of us, not the promise of a full harvest weeks from now. This is present bias, a cognitive glitch that makes us consistently value today over tomorrow. So we live in a state of perpetual expectancy, telling ourselves, I'll be happy when I get the promotion, when I finish this project, when it's finally Friday. We're constantly deferring our own contentment. The problem is that the grand, life-changing reward, being fit, finishing a novel, is a distant, abstract concept. But the temptation to procrastinate, the siren song of a new Netflix episode, or a mindless scroll through social media, that's a concrete, tangible pleasure right here, right now. Our brain, following its ancient programming, will almost always choose the immediate, certain hit of dopamine over the delayed, uncertain one. This is the famous Stanford marshmallow test played out in adult life. Researchers left a child in a room with a single marshmallow, promising a second one if they could wait 15 minutes. The long-term findings were staggering. Kids who could delay gratification went on to have more successful lives. As adults, the world is our testing room, and the marshmallows are everywhere, every single day. A distant benefit like being healthier is hard to value when a donut sits right in front of you. The Stoic philosopher Seneca saw this trap over 2,000 years ago. He warned that while we are postponing, life speeds by, and that by promising the future, we deny ourselves the present. He argued that by constantly living for a future reward, we're not actually living at all. We're squandering the only thing we truly possess, this very moment. The goal isn't just to endure the present, but to make the present itself meaningful. So how do we outsmart our own brains? We make the long-term reward feel immediate. Give your brain a little marshmallow now for doing the hard thing. Behavioral scientist Katie Milkman calls this temptation bundling. You link an action you to do with an action you to do. For example, you only allow yourself to watch your favorite show while on the treadmill. You save that gripping podcast exclusively for when you're folding laundry. Suddenly, the chore isn't a chore. It's the ticket to the thing you enjoy. Make clear rules. No YouTube until you've written 500 words. No video games until you've practiced your instrument for 30 minutes. By manufacturing an immediate reward, you're not just relying on willpower. You're redesigning your routine to make the right choice, the desirable choice. We work hard all week to earn two precious things, money and free time. We are careful with our money, but what do we do with our hard-earned leisure? Too often we squander it. Binge-watching, mindless scrolling, trivial gossip. Seneca argued life is long enough if it is well invested. The key word is invested. Your free time should be spent on activities that enrich you. This doesn't mean you can't relax. It means choose restorative leisure over mindless distraction. A deep conversation is an investment. Gossip at the pub is not. Make your free time count. Schedule me time like a meeting and protect it fiercely. Use lunch breaks to walk, read, practice a language, visit a museum. Small investments that compound. An hour a day of deliberate investment adds up to hundreds of hours a year. Skills, health, perspective, return tenfold. Modern time management is almost entirely forward-looking. It's a relentless obsession with what's next, a hustle toward a future that's always just out of reach. We fill our calendars and download productivity apps, all in service of planning for tomorrow. But this constant future-gazing creates a frantic energy, a sense that we're never quite doing enough, never quite enough right here, right now. But the Stoic philosopher Seneca offers a radical alternative. Writing over 2,000 years ago, he saw how people were consumed by ambition and anxiety. His advice cuts through our modern noise. To truly extend your life, to give it depth, you must also look backward. He believed time has three parts. The present is sacred, but it's a fleeting moment that's gone as we grasp it. The future is a territory of doubt and uncertainty. It doesn't belong to us. But the past is different. It is certain, unchangeable, and entirely ours. It's a vast personal archive that no one can take from you. As Seneca wrote, life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. These are the people who are constantly busy but never truly productive. They repeat the same mistakes because they never stop to learn from their own history, adrift and tossed about by circumstance. Spending time reflecting on your past is like having a personal time machine. It lets you revisit successes and failures, not just to reminisce, but to reinterpret. This is the core of the Stoic Daily Review. At the end of each day, ask simple but powerful questions. What did I do well? Where did I fall short? What did I learn? This isn't an exercise in self-flagellation. It's a gentle, honest assessment, a compassionate audit of your day, gathering invaluable data without judgment. This introspection helps you spot crucial patterns. Maybe you're most creative in the first 2 hours of the morning, or that you get distracted after a heavy lunch. Perhaps your best ideas emerge during an evening walk. This isn't just trivia, it's actionable intelligence. Use that knowledge to ruthlessly protect your most productive hours and structure your days for success. That is what it means to take true ownership of your time. By consciously annexing your past, you are no longer a victim of it. You transform it into a source of wisdom. This isn't about living in the past. It's about using the past to live better in the present, making your life immeasurably richer, deeper, and wiser. In our consumer society, we are taught to invest in things, a newer phone, a faster car, a bigger house. Dr. Thomas Gilovich at Cornell finds that experiences deliver more lasting happiness than material goods. Hedonic adaptation makes the joy of stuff fade. Memories do not fade the same way. Take the sabbatical, hike the trail, travel. Those experiences reshape you. Invest also in philosophy, the love of wisdom. Seneca says only those who make time for philosophy are truly alive. Philosophy teaches how to live, how to be virtuous, how to understand our place in the world. You don't need tweed or a degree. Start with the great books. Their wisdom compresses lifetimes into pages. Shift focus from accumulating stuff to accumulating memories and wisdom. Travel, learn new skills, challenge yourself, spend time with people you love, and read deeply. Now stop reading and go live. Or perhaps read one more chapter first. Seneca would approve.